When, gentlemen, should Lamar Jackson be drafted? When should he be drafted, Triggs?
I'm going to jump in first. I did the mock draft for NFL.com, and I got a lot of responses, a lot of negative feedback saying it was too soon, but I put Lamar Jackson going in the first round to the New Orleans Saints.
I like it.
Drew Brees is going to be a free agent. They're going to re-up with Drew Brees. They'll figure that out. Right now, behind Drew Brees, it's a guy that everyone likes is Taysom Hill, the BYU quarterback. Who
special teamer.
Did special teams this year. And what did Sean Payton do with the guy that is probably the heir apparent? He used him on special teams. Look, there's a way that Sean Payton can draft Lamar Jackson, groom him under Drew Brees for the eventual successor role, but also get the most out of his athletic ability while he's still on the team and on the roster. Use him on specials. Use him with Kamara and Mike Thomas out there. Use him with Mark Ingram. I would love to see Sean Payton, who truly is an offensive mastermind and a guy who uses the guy's abilities to their best of their abilities, to groom him as a quarterback. But while Drew Brees is under center, still find a way to get him involved in the offense. I would love Lamar Jackson to the Saints. I think that's a really cool fit.
And if they pass, I'd like him to go one pick later. I'd like him to go to Pittsburgh. Truly. I mean, I think Lamar Jackson, I want him to go to one of these teams that has a great legendary quarterback, maybe has a year or two-ish left. The Chargers, the Saints, the Steelers. By the way, we deal every year with all this melodrama about Roethlisberger and this drama, am I retiring, am I not? There is the same factor you're talking about in New England. It's ACC country, it's Pittsburgh, it's that area. I think he could survive there. I think he could thrive there. I want him to go to Pittsburgh and back him up for a while.
What about the Redskins? You just got me thinking about, they have Alex Smith there maybe for a couple of years. He might be a good backup.
No doubt.
Learn from a veteran quarterback.
You know, I don't think it's out of the question that Lamar Jackson can sneak into the top 20 picks. You know how this draft goes. Something happens, a coach sits there and he's looking at the moves early in the draft and he says, oh my goodness, we're going to get this guy. We're in love with him.
Quarterbacks go, right?
Quarterbacks go.
They go.
He is as dynamic as ever. Listen, you can say what you want about him being athletic and thinking that he should play wide receiver, but when you look at his numbers and what he's able to do when the ball is in his hands and when the pocket collapses, which is just about every single play in the NFL, there's only a few quarterbacks, and we gush over Russell Wilson and things that he can do with the ball in his hands. We gushed over Deshaun Watson when he dropped back and he's able to get out the pocket when it collapsed. Imagine Lamar Jackson when that pocket collapse, he gets out. I'm saying all this because Arizona Cardinals have 15. Okay, say they fall in love when they get him, that would be awesome. I would think it's a great fit. But say he falls, which he could possibly do, easily do. They have 47 in the second round. You got David Johnson, who's going to be healthier than ever. You got Larry Fitz, who is the ultimate. If you're a young QB and you want to pick one guy to throw to, it's Larry Fitzgerald. And if you say, okay, well, they didn't have the offensive line, this is the reason why David Johnson's there. Okay, they don't have the offensive line. When that offensive line breaks down, what quarterback do you want with the ball in his hands? Lamar Jackson.
Tell you what, they have the 15th pick, right? That's a possibility. Another team in the top 20 that people are kind of whispering about that might be thinking quarterback at some point is 11, the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
Put Lamar Jackson down there. Now, I don't know if they would take him that high or they would trade back, but like that, you start picturing the guys in the NFL uniforms. And some teams, you're like, okay, cool. And then you start thinking of them in like certain uniforms, you're like, oh, wait. Snap, that fits.
It's all fun and games when you're talking about their negatives. Just like last year, you know what? Deshaun Watson, he turns the ball over. But then once the draft came, the Houston Texans were like, you know what?
Mortgage the future.
This guy's too darn good.
We just mentioned 6 destinations or 6 teams that need quarterbacks. Like, they're all going to go in the first round. All of these guys.
No doubt.
There's so many teams that need QBs.
And we learned last year they will be drafted.
I saw someone say that Lamar Jackson was a third-round pick. I would be surprised if he doesn't go in the top 40, and I would be not surprised if he went in the top 20.
I agree.